What's going on, YouTube? What is going on? I owe you guys an apology. I do. I've been meaning to do an update video on the duplex. You guys watched. If you haven't, I'll link videos 1 and 2 here on the screen. And if you have, you've seen that I finished that project over a year ago, and I did promise you guys a numbers breakdown, the pros and the cons. But now I can give you a year in review, right? Being a landlord, being an owner of a rental property. I'll talk about the pros, the cons. I'll talk about all the stuff that I've been through for the most part. And the biggest question, is it worth it, right? And if I'm gonna do more. In the meantime, I've got a huge project going on right behind the camera, but I'm not gonna talk to you guys too much about that just yet. But what I do wanna talk about is the project I have going on right behind me. You can kind of see a mess. So yeah, I've been putting off this project for a long time. I have been a lawn care nut guy for a long time. I love my stripes in my yard. I have a nice mower with the striper kit. I love it. I'm big with the plants and flowers and all that kind of, don't judge me. Don't judge me. But yeah, so I've had irrigation parts for a long time. I've had the controller, the valve box, all of the heads, the nozzles, everything you can think of, I've had already for a long time, and I've been meaning to do this project. But here's the big but. I was gonna do it at my house, and locally the water and sewer bill have went up so much that it's not worth it for me to do. It's so expensive. Here at my office behind me, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'll kind of give you guys a tour of that. I'll talk about a little bit what's going on. But behind me, I'm on a well. So I don't have to pay for the water usage. I do have to pay for the electric to use the pump and blah, 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 blah. But it's not like what it would be if it was back at my house. So also, now that we've officially launched another business, which, well, technically 2 businesses, but I don't want to talk about them yet. That'll be their own videos. This is going to be the headquarters for all of my businesses and things, and I want it to look really nice. Year round, I want it to be really nice. So I rented a trencher. I'll show the video here. I lucked out. I wanted to get the lowest level, entry level trencher from Home Depot, and they were out. The machine was broken. So I had to go to the mid-level. Well, I was trying to be cheap, and I didn't want to have to pay the extra money. But what it did save me was the bigger machine it's on tracks, and it has its own power and everything else, and it made such quick work of this that instead of renting it for a whole day, I was able to rent it for 4 hours, less than 4 hours. So actually, with the cost of it for 4 hours was almost identical what it would have costed me for the whole day for the lower level machine. And the lower level machine, I had to muscle. I would have had to pull it, drag it. I would have hated my life. So in the end, go for the mid-level machine. It was more than I needed. I only needed to go down about 12 inches, and that's what I went to. Giggity. And yeah, it made such quick work of it. I was done in probably 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. And that was just because I was taking so long to learn, and I wanted to go back and check with depth and recut some lines to make sure that they were cleaner. So anyways, yeah, that's the story with that. I'm gonna show you guys the valve box. There's my 4 valves for my different lines. So what I wanted to do is I didn't want to put a whole bunch of heads on the same valves, right? So I wanted to spread it out. So I probably could have got away with a 3-valve system and just put a bunch of heads on the same one, but instead I went with a 4-valve. That's a piece. I'll link everything. I've got my waterproof connecting nuts because I got to finish wiring up. But I had my plumber come out here. He did a great job. He put some PVC conduit to run the wires inside the building, and then as you can see, we ran the main line, and it goes into the house here. All right, it's time to wire it up. We got the plumbing done. We've got the new line that heads outside that tapped off the main line. I had my plumber come today. I think we're all set. So here you go. I am just finishing up, ripping off these. I did cut myself. Yeah, That's why they don't give me knives. But we did manually test the first 2 zones because I had those buttoned up at the time that the plumber was here. Good buddy of mine, and does some really good work. So he came. I want to show you guys kind of what I also added through learning through all these lawn care nuts on YouTube of what to add, especially since we're here in the Midwest. I just realized I was really close to the camera. I'm sorry. I'm sweaty, I'm dirty, but I still look good. So anyways, some of the things that I've learned about being in the Midwest, see, we've got frost, right? We've got cold for 6 months of the year. So we have to worry about things like blowing out your irrigation or cleaning out your lines. Otherwise you're gonna have freezing, and all that work that I just did for over the last couple days would have been a complete waste. So we're not gonna do that. Most people use a white as a common wire, so we're gonna go ahead and wire that up. I love that green and yellow are next to each other. Go pack, go. All right, let's go ahead and wire this up. I'll spare you guys the misery of having to watch me do this. And after this is set up, we should be able to fire up our app, get that logged in, and then we'll go outside and start testing some systems, and I'll show you the lines. I'm gonna talk about a little bit why I have the placements I did while I do. And a big thing with that is I didn't want the water spraying the building or my sign, because the water out here is extremely hard, meaning turns everything orange, rusty orange. And I don't really necessarily want to spend the 2,000 bucks for the an iron out system, simply because it's expensive. It's 2,500 bucks, and I don't use water here. We don't cook here. We always use it as an office. The other thing, and I'll kind of point this out here too, is so you can kind of see where I have the heads here to spray that way, that direction, and then I have heads, they're gonna spray that direction as well. Well, normally you spray this way, you spray back at each other because of the radius. But as you can see, I've got my monument sign and I've got my building. I don't want anything spraying back towards me, because with wind, it's gonna get on there and it's gonna rust it, and I spent way too much money on there. I don't want that to happen. Well, that was pretty interesting. Had somebody stop and ask me for directions. How can they even see me? I'm like in the back of the building. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you sincerely to all of you vets out there that are watching this video. I appreciate everything. I couldn't be doing this project or all of the other projects and everything else in life if it wasn't for you guys and everything you guys do. So thank you so much. We have an absolutely gorgeous day today. It's 72 degrees with a slight breeze and not a cloud in the sky. So pretty excited. We do have a birthday party. We got some plans we got to do, but I wanted to get back to this irrigation project to fill in these trenches before I kill all the grass that's surrounding the trench. So now the one thing that I will say is, because I had to go with the mid-level machine, the trench is 6 inches wide instead of 4 inches wide. Now the 4 inches would have been obviously easier, less mess, less stuff to fill in. But again, that wasn't an option because it was broken, and plus the 6-inch model was, again, so much easier. So as you guys can see here, so this section, here's my truck parking lot. I don't really want those heads spraying on people's cars, simply because it leaves rain spots and I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm gonna do that one early in the morning. That'll be number one. Number two will be out in front of the building, and that way we can get all of that done so that if anybody comes to the office, they're not getting sprayed while they're walking in. Now these other 2 zones that I have on the south side of the building, nobody's ever gonna go there. I've got a garage on one side. Yeah, I'll kind of show you guys here while I'm walking. So I've got the garage, I've got nothing down here. So these are gonna be zones 3 and 4. These are obviously equally important, but can't really disturb anybody. So I'm gonna do these last so that, again, we can avoid all of that other drama that could happen. Except I might change this one up against the building here to, I ran out of the larger heads, or the larger nozzles, I'm sorry. And this is kind of a big gap. Now I do have another one that's spraying back this way, but I think I'm gonna switch this out to one of the 30 footers so that I can cover kind of this big area right here. Now, because of all the construction back here, it's not that important, but one day it will be. Again, we're gonna talk about that construction real soon. But in the meantime, let's get caught up on getting these trenches done, and then I'll run some more tests so that you guys can see. If you guys only knew what music I listen to, you would judge me. It's coming along good though. I'm not too worried about it being perfectly filled and flat because I do plan on overseeding and bringing in some sand and topsoil mix, and gonna drag this and level this out because there's a lot of potholes and it drives me nuts when I'm mowing it. I bounce all over the place. So now that I have the irrigation and I have the opportunity to kind of show you guys, so it's filled in pretty good, right? There's a couple spots like here, but I mean that's not bad. That's not that deep. Most of this I was able to level out. As we're making pretty good progress. I guess I'm just gonna keep doing this, and like I said, I got that birthday party I gotta get ready for. Sorry babe if I'm running late and you watch this. I love you a lot, but forgive me. Alright, remember when I said it was a perfect day because it was a little slight breeze and only 70? Yeah, that changed pretty quick. It's pretty warm, but got a lot done. Got here, I'm gonna flip this around. So we got all the way from that road, these sprinklers, everything's done, wrapped around, all the way down. Sign looks great. This sprinkler, I was worried about spraying this sign, but I was able to adjust it. And this one right here, so that one barely touches it if there's any wind. So I might turn that one down a little bit. Don't know, but love them. So yeah, all of this is done. Got a little bit to fill here. Ran out of a little material, but I did start to spread it out a little bit. We got all the way down to the corner, turned the corner, and then we got just a little bit of run over there. But I checked the valve box, no water, nothing seems to be dripping, nothing seems to be leaking. So I don't know, overall, I'm pretty happy. So I just checked the time. I have to leave right now or I'm really gonna be in trouble. So I gotta go. We're gonna go to zone 1, which is this far. We're gonna go ahead and hit starting manually, and we should have water here shortly. There we go. So they're all popping up. All the heads. Far ahead by the road. Here, 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 here. I don't know if this one's on this one. Oh, it is. See, now this is the 3500 head. This is the biggest model, and look at that, we're reaching the road. So I might have to turn her down a little bit, but as you can tell, one goes high, one goes low, one goes high, one goes low. So I don't really want to mess with it too much, but it really gets pretty far. So that one sprays that way, that one sprays everything. So overall, guys, I'm really excited. And then next, I got to tell you guys about the project behind me. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Pretty exciting stuff. See you guys.